And the white male understands this. And when he gets out on the picket line or when he votes that there are to be no job quotas, in other words, that there's a limit to the number of jobs that are available, and some few black men have jobs and white men do not have jobs, then those black men are going to have to get off of those jobs so that the white man can play the role of breadwinner and can be the model of support and can be the model of strength to show that white male child this is the way you wage struggle if you are going to be self-determining. And we cannot fight it. It cannot be opposed with women playing the major role as breadwinner, and it cannot be opposed with women believing that they can be the primary soldiers against an army that is composed of men.
Dr. Frances Cress Welsing articulated a theory examining the dynamics of race, power, and identity within white supremacy. Central to her theory is the concept that white supremacy systematically positions white males as the ultimate standard of manhood, while simultaneously relegating black males to roles that deny them full masculine identity and power. In Welsing's analysis, white males are positioned at the apex of societal hierarchies, where they embody the ideal of manhood. This ideal is not only about biological maleness, but also encompasses power, authority, and social dominance. The white man is seen as the archetype of masculinity, the one who holds the reins of control in economic, political, and social spheres. This construction of the white male as the man is central to maintaining the structures of white supremacy, as it reinforces the notion that power and leadership are inherently white and male.
And I think that we have to I'm glad that's appreciated. A lady told me yesterday, a lady, I guess she was about, 50 years old, been a teacher in one of the D.C. schools, and I'm running this thing down to the teachers. And she said, Dr. Welsing, I think we ladies can beat the white man. And I said, that's just what they want us to believe, and that's what they sock to us, The strong black woman, the strong black woman, the strong black woman, the strong black woman, and we are so strong, on and on. Now, I'm not putting us down as women. I'm not saying women are equal human beings with men. And everybody who is sitting here is a byproduct of the physiologic, reproductive cooperation of a male and a female. There's nobody that got here just one sex. We are both byproducts of male and female cooperation, and we are all equal as human beings. But we have to begin to appreciate that we are different, and vive la différence. And there wouldn't be anybody here were it not for the difference. And we have to respect that difference and address ourselves to it. So I say that what the struggle that has to be waged, I believe, struggle that has to be waged is the collectivity of black people understanding that under the conditions of war, and white supremacy is race war being waged against people of color, and under the conditions of war, the males are the most important people in the family dynamic. Not important women walking behind men. Not important men fooling themselves that they can handle 10 women. Okay? But important because it is their muscle mass and their bone weight that in the final analysis can turn around the muscle mass and the bone weight of male aggressors. And if it's going to successfully be opposed, men have to see themselves in the position of doing it. We have to begin to understand that within the survival unit context, that is the context in which black men refer to the white man as the man, which means to the brain, the only man. And once you utter that, the brain understands that there are only 3, 4 other positions for any other male. If I say, here comes the man, and he's white and he's other than me, then that means that I can only be boy, girl, woman, or baby. Boy, girl, woman, or baby. Now, the fact that we have bought that and all of its implications is revealed in the language that we use every day. The black male has said to the white man, don't call me boy. Okay, up until recently, he didn't want to be called girl or woman. I say until recently. Okay. But he has agreed to be called baby. And black men say to each other, hey baby, what's happening? Right? And what do the women, what do we say to the men? Baby, baby this and baby that. And the men call us mama. Okay? And they call their apartments and bedrooms cribs. Okay? You haven't heard it all yet. And that's why they call each other motherfuckers. Think about it. Did you hear? MF this and MF that. See, if a man calls himself baby and he calls a woman his own age mama, then that means he is a motherfucker. And that's why that language is used back and forth throughout our community. Okay? Now, I share this with you because it's nothing that we should really feel ashamed of. The truth, we should get ourselves to the point that the truth, no matter what it is, that we can say it and talk about it out loud and say it any place. Because when we tell the truth about ourselves, we can grow. If we have to fantasize and fool ourselves, we're going to stay where we are. Okay? So I say that our language, the language that we use every day, reveals our true status, our true status in terms of objective reality. And that is why we as black people, the way we greet each other is, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on? That means we don't know what's happening yet. It means that we do not know what's happening, and we know that there's something else that we need to understand that we have not yet understood, so that it can guide us in terms of what are we supposed to be doing now, what are we supposed to be doing each and every day. So I say that these are some of the conditions that arise while we are in the survival unit stage of our evolution, if you want to call it that, or while we are in the survival stage of our oppression. It's the same stage that, for example, in the District of Columbia, the Washington metropolitan area, they say that 60,000 black male children are living in homes without their fathers. 60,000 male children who do not have a male model to follow. And that has profound implications for the development of black people. Profound implications. Now I say that if we want to move to the next stage, and I say that the next stage is not the family, that we move from survival units that have a low level of consciousness and a low level of awareness. That just means insufficient level of awareness of what is going on to the next stage, which I call the struggle unit. That means a unit, people coming together in households, males and females coming together, who understand exactly what they are up against, and coming together with a conscious determination that they are willing to struggle to prepare themselves for that final struggle that is going to mean a whole lot of loss of life. And I say that because we can tell ourselves that we have black families now and get all hung up in trying to hang together mother, father, and children, thinking that everybody is going to stay alive and that we're going to make progress. But the oppressor says, you are going to be men only over my dead body.
Conversely, black males are systematically denied the full expression of masculinity. According to Welsing, black males are often relegated to roles that are traditionally associated with weakness, subservience, or femininity. 1. The boy. Black males are often infantilized, treated as perpetual boys who are never allowed to fully mature into men. This infantilization serves to undermine their authority and independence, keeping them in a state of dependency and subordination. 2. Girls or women. Welsing argues that black males are often feminized, both in terms of social perception and self-perception. The feminization is a tool of white supremacy designed to strip black men of their masculine identity and power. By being cast in roles traditionally associated with women, black men are symbolically and socially disempowered, reinforcing their secondary status in society. 3. The baby. The infantilization of black males also extends to their deception as helpless or in need of care, akin to a baby. This portrayal further diminishes their agency and reinforces the notion that they are incapable of self-determination without the oversight of the white man. Dr. Welsing's theory highlights the profound impact of these dynamics on black identity and the struggle for liberation. The relegation of black males to these subordinate roles is not merely a matter of individual prejudice, but it is embedded in the very fabric of societal structures. It has deep psychological and social implications as it affects how black men see themselves and how they are seen by others. For Welsing, understanding and resisting the systematic dehumanization is crucial for black empowerment. She advocates for a conscious effort to reclaim black masculinity, not in the narrow sense of adopting traditional patriarchal roles, but in the broader sense of asserting black male agency, authority, and self-determination. This reclamation is seen as essential to dismantling white supremacy and achieving true liberation. Here are a couple key points that stood out to me in this particular video clip that Dr. Welsing covered. So the first is that white men want to keep black men in their place so they can remain the model men in America. And I say this all the time, white people didn't work so hard to gain the position that they have to just give it up because we don't like that they're in the position that they're in. White men have destroyed everything in their path, and they continue to do whatever they can to destroy whatever they can to maintain the dominance that they have, right? Because they worked to gain that position. They've earned that position through blood. Not that they really earned the position that they really, are supposed to have, but they've earned it through blood. They've taken the position. The dominance have given them the position to have that power. So they have that position and they have that place of man within the society of America when it comes to the dynamics between the white male and the black male. The white male is seen as the man, and the white male will do anything that they can to keep their place in America. She also goes on to talk about how black women cannot be the primary force to oppose white supremacy. Now, the idea of the strong black woman trope has been floating around black America for a long time, definitely my whole lifetime and before I came around, right? The idea of the strong black woman the black woman who is strong enough to do it all on her own. She don't need no man for nothing. And she is so strong that she is strong enough to oppose the system of white supremacy, and even has the idea that she can dismantle and defeat the system of white supremacy. The strong black woman can. The strong black woman is believed to be able to defeat white supremacy. She doesn't need a man to help her defeat white supremacy. You get it? She doesn't need the man to help her defeat white supremacy because she can do it on her own. That's the idea. But that's not the reality of it. The reality of it is black women and black men need each other. We have our roles. We have our duties. And if we work together, we will be a lot stronger in dismantling the system of white supremacy. But trying to work independently, we see that that is not working for us. But that's the idea, to break up the black family, to separate the black man and the black woman and the black child, to make sure that black people remain fractured. Because if we ever come together, we could be a force. But tell that black woman that she don't need that man. She's a strong black woman. She don't need that man. And that black male, you a boy. You everything but a man. She also reminds us again and again that white supremacy has waged war against black people. Not just against black men, not just against black children, not just against black women, but against black people as a whole. White supremacy has waged a worldwide war against us. It's a global phenomenon that is affecting black people all over the world. So stop approaching the white world, white supremacists, white America, as if we are in some kind of harmonic some kind of harmonic state and everything is all good in America. It's just being what America's supposed to be. No, we are in a war, right? And you may not be able to see the war, but we can see the effects of the war. We can see the disparities of the war. We can see things are getting worse and worse and worse for black America. We are in a war. And as long as we're fractured, as long as we're dismantled, we'll continue to lose this war. So one of the keys to helping us win this war is black America coming together and being able to produce strong, competent black men. Strong, competent black men who can truly oppose white supremacy with the help of strong, competent black women. We need strong, competent black men to be on the front lines, to be the leaders, to be the ones who charge into the battlefield against the system of white supremacy. However the means of battle we have to take, but the black men are at the lead of that war, of that charge that we're taking against white supremacy. But the black woman is there to help us in whatever capacity that she can serve, that she best serves us. She is there to help us because we're opposing white supremacy together. But the black men have to be at the head of that opposition of white supremacy. That male-on-male power is what's ones that historically we know that can help us liberate ourselves and get ourselves out of this position. But we're not doing it by ourselves. We're doing it in conjunction with the help of our women. But black men need to be empowered. Black men need to be strong, powerful, competent. Black men need to be produced in black America. So, going back to talking about and reinforcing that white men are seen as the man. We call them the man. We've been calling white men the man for a long time. We see it in movies, we heard it in songs, we see it in pop culture, all those different things in the neighborhood. The white man is seen as the man. And when white men are seen as the man, that does something to our psyche. That automatically lets us know that our place is second place to the white man. White men are above us. White men dominate us. White men are allowed more privilege than us. White men are the standard. Then we should always go for that standard if we want to be successful. That's where that mindset comes. That's where it takes us when you articulate and have the mindset that white men are the man. We got to change that. We got to change that. So if white men are the man, then what position are the men left with, right? Girl, boy, woman, or baby. Girl, boy, woman, or baby. And she also goes on to say, hey, well, so the black man say, don't call me boy. Back then you couldn't call us girl. Well, a while ago you couldn't call us girl out in public, but now you can call us girl out in public or baby. Men call their woman mama. Men call their house their crib. And men call themselves MFs, right? So if you call your woman, like she said, if you call your woman mama, you look at yourself as a boy or a baby. You look at yourself as a boy or a baby, or you're recognized as a boy or a baby. And you look at your woman as a mama, then you are in turn a MF. So she's saying that we need to further look into how we address each other. Analyze the language that we use to address each other. Every day, we use oppressive language. We use psychologically, spiritually, emotionally oppressive language to define ourselves and label ourselves every day. This is what we've been taught. This are the places and the mental places that we've been relegated to. This is the programming that has been given to us for us to operate in such a way that even our language has succumbed to us, making sure that we consciously and or subconsciously recognize the place that we belong, which is second to the white man, second to white people. So in that, she says, for us who have recognized what has happened to us, every day we should be doing something to reverse the programming that we have. Every day we should be doing something to reverse the programming. Every day we should be working toward getting better as black people, as black men, as black women. Not being programmed, not having that mindset. Not going out thinking that we are second place. Understanding why we are in the position we're in and working to change the position that we're in, because when you know better, you do better. But she also goes on to talk about how black male children don't have enough positive male role models. And shout out to all the black men who are taking care of their sons, all the black men who are taking time to spend time with the children in the community, who are mentors, who are coaches, who are just in any capacity, all the black men that are taking time to give back to the youth. We shout out to you and we appreciate you. But Dr. Welsing is telling a truth. There is a lot of black men who could be great role models, or who could choose to be better examples for black kids, but they don't. So a lot of our kids do have bad examples of what black manhood is. And there's too many examples of too many bad examples of what black manhood is. And those examples need to be fixed, because we can't produce competent, strong black boys from incompetent, weak black men. So in producing more competent, strong black boys, we will produce strong, competent black men. And black men will be getting with, and in that same community, we'll be producing strong, competent black women, right? Cooperative black women, right? So you got black men and black women being produced, confident, strong, cooperative, loving black men and black women being produced. They can produce strong, competent, cooperative, uniting black children. And those black children can go on and on and on. We can create strong communities and a strong nation through the strong families that we're producing. See, it's a chain effect. Being able to make sure that the future of black America is in a good space because what we're doing right now. So we're working on ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves, but making sure that if we're going to create families, that we create just that, families, not survival units. Not struggle units, not survival units, but families. Strong, powerful black families who are doing the right thing, working towards our liberation. Therefore, we can have stronger communities, stronger societies, and a stronger nation. And she's also saying we should be willing to struggle for our own personal liberation. We shouldn't be so quick to take the crumbs off the white man's table because that would give us a more comfortable position. We should be willing to struggle for what we need for ourselves, to struggle to build what we need for ourselves, to be a stronger nation of people rather than taking the white man's crumbs, the white supremacist crumbs. Those crumbs that will only keep us subservient, will only keep the black man or the black male as a boy or a woman or a child, who will keep the black woman in her oppressed state, thinking that she is a lot more powerful than she is because she's allowed to be that strong black woman who don't need nobody. But then not needing nobody, she ain't getting nowhere. Should be willing to struggle together than to be independently rich and independently independently abundant because of the crumbs from the system of white supremacy. And she wants us to remember that white men, the white supremacists, are willing to die before they give up their power. The white supremacist white men are willing to die before they give up their power. What are you willing to do, black man? What are you willing to do, black woman? What are you willing to do, black child? What are we willing to do for our liberation? White men are willing to die to maintain their power. What are we willing to do for our liberation? What are we willing to do for our life? What are we willing to do for our future, for our humanity, for our place on this earth? What are we willing to do for our humanity, for our liberation? What are we willing to do? And once we get the answers to that, I guarantee you we'll be in a better place. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Part 3 and Part 4 will be coming up next week. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the views and everything that comes from the videos. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned because we're going to keep this information coming. See y'all on the other side.